A lot of rain in the area the past 24 hours have delayed baseball games in Cincinnati and in Cleveland. And also in Toledo as well, too. But Mother Nature beats the Tigers and the Reds as they rained out. But the Indians and Cubs and the Mud Hens and the Tides all got into action last night. And we'll break that down for you. Preview the weekend to come as the Tigers head to New York City to take on the New York Yankees. Also, the Cleveland Indians getting ready to set up a homestand with the Tampa Bay Rays. And the Mud Hens continuing the homestand against Norfolk. It's going to be an interesting show. Get ready. Get the popcorn set. It's time for All Andy Alfred right here on Clay Fan 2-3.
I've been listening to you, watching the same games you've been watching, but I have the nerve to say what's on my mind. It's time to listen. It's time to learn. It's time for All Andy Alfred. Starting
now.
Well, Mr. Burns had done it.
Throwback Friday.
With Roger Clemens clucking all the while. Like Socia's tragic humors made us smile. While Wade Boggs lay unconscious on the ballroom tile. We're talking softball. From Maine to San Diego, talking softball. Angley and Canseco, Dave Griffey's grotesquely swollen Jones. Steve Saxon is running with the long. We're talking homers. Ozzy and the Strong.
Oh!
We're talking softball. From Maine to San Diego, talking softball. Mattingly and Canseco, Ken Griffey's grotesquely swollen jaw. Steve Sax and his running with the law. We're talking homers. Ozzy and the Strong.
Oh, it's time. It's time to talk baseball. It's time for my show, All Andy Alfred, on this Falcon Friday. And I love you guys, and welcome to All Andy Alfred right here on your internet home for me, a live edition on production of Clay Fan 2-3. I am your host, Andy Alfred, welcoming you into the Man Cave Studios, welcoming you into What's Up Friday edition of All Andy Alfred. Got a lot to get into, of course, preview the weekend that it is in sports, and also talk a little bit about the U.S. Open. We'll dive a little bit into the Women's World Cup, as well as they'll get into action. We'll talk Mud Hen baseball as well. But first and foremost, welcome to All Andy Alfred. You could be a part of the show today, as it's a live edition of All Andy Alfred. You can follow us on Twitter. It is at All Andy Alfred. You can tweet the show and use the hashtag AAA Live. That is AAA Live. Tweet the show is at All Andy Alfred, and your tweet will be read. All right, let's get right into the swing of things, and let's talk about what happened last night at Progressive Field. Since the Tigers were rained out in Cincinnati, the Cleveland Indians getting a big win, 4-3 over the Chicago Cubs. Zach McAllister getting the win. He now goes to 2-2 with a 3.44 ERA. Wood gets the loss for Chicago. He's now 3-3 with a 4.68 ERA. Shaw, it's his first save of the season. Schwalbauer, his one home run for the Cubs. No home runs hit for the Indians. For the Indians, Zach McAllister, a great outing on his part. In his part of the game, McAllister, Danny Salazar was the starter. He went 4 2/3 inning, giving up 6 runs. 2 of them earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and the 1 home run. Zach McAllister winning an inning in the third with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts in the game. Murchisky came in, Shaw with the save, comes into the ninth, and closes out. Game time was 3 hours and 41 minutes. An hour and 41-minute rain delay. 15,891 were in attendance at Progressive Field last night. And I hope you were one of those that made it out if you went to Cleveland yesterday. For the Cubbies, here's how it looked for the Cubs. Hamill went 4 innings, 3 runs off. 2 of them earned, 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Wood gets the loss, and he went 2 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run. The 1 run was earned and 2 strikeouts in the game. So now the Cubs and now the Indians now take on the Tampa Bay Rays in a pivotal 3-game series starting tonight at Progressive Field. We'll preview that game here momentarily. But other scores besides last night's Cubs-Indians game at Progressive Field on Thursday, of course, it was Miami losing to New York 9-4. Arizona was a loser 7-1 to the LA Angels. Tampa Bay a 5-3 win over the Washington Nationals. The Toronto Blue Jays a 7-1 victory over the New York Mets. Boston 5-2 win over the Atlanta Braves. The White Sox were a loser 3-2 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Kansas City a 3-2 win over the Milwaukee Brewers. San Francisco and Seattle were in action last night as San Francisco beats the Mariners. Only 5 hits in the game for the Mariners as the San Francisco Giants win 7-0, and the LA Dodgers a 1-0 victory over the Texans. I mentioned the Tigers making into tonight's play. Here's the standings with the Tigers not playing, Kansas City winning, Minnesota winning as well. Here's what the standings look like. Minnesota's 36-30, 3.5 games out of first place. Kansas City's now 38-25. Detroit is 34-32, 5.5 games out of first place. Cleveland's now 31-34, 8 games out of first place. And the Chicago White Sox are 28-37, 11 games out of first place. In the National League Central, St. Louis is still in the lead with a record of 43-23. Pittsburgh 39-27, 4 games out of first. 3 games up in the wild card position, with the Cubs holding the second wild card position as their record is 35-29, 7 games out of a first place bid. Cincinnati is now 30-35, 12.5 out, 5.5 out of a wild card. Milwaukee 24-44. Out of a wild. The series that are coming up, of course, Pittsburgh is in Washington. St. Louis is in Philadelphia. Baltimore is in Toronto tonight. Miami will hit the road. They'll take on the Cincinnati Reds in a pivotal 3-game series. The Mets are in Atlanta. Boston's in Kansas City. The Cubbies head up to Minnesota. Texas comes to calling into the south side of Chicago at 8:10. Milwaukee takes on the Rockies at 8:40. At 9:35 will be the Oakland A's taking on the LA Angels. 9:40 at San Diego versus Arizona. Houston taking on Seattle. That's a 10:10 start time. And San Francisco and the Dodgers, a great rivalry. 10:10 start time for that one. So let's look at the teams in the market that is here in the Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan area. And let's start with the Detroit Tigers. With the Tiger rain out yesterday, the order has been bumped. Has been shifted around. Tonight, it will be Justin Verlander on the hill. He is 0-0 with a 3.60 ERA. He will take on Adam Warren at 7:05 at New York Yankee Stadium in the Big Apple. That game on MLB Network, or if you have it on Yes, or on Fox Sports Detroit. On Saturday, it will be Nathan Eovaldi for the Yankees taking on Alfredo Simon. And in the concluding game on Sunday, it will be Anibal Sanchez versus Masahiro Tanaka. That's a 1:05 start time on Sunday. And then, here's the situation for Monday. Kyle Ryan will start against the Cleveland Indians. Trevor Bauer will be the starting pitcher for the Indians on Monday. And Tuesday, here is the big one. David Price. I get a chance to see David Price on Tuesday in Cleveland. On Dollar Dog and Dollar Soda night. I cannot wait. David Price going to get the start for the Tigers on Tuesday. This is bearing if there's any rainouts that happen this weekend in New York. Of course, Tropical Depression Bill is headed that way as well too. Is headed up our way as well too. So we could have a delay or could have a cancellation this weekend between the Tigers and the Yankees. Also the same way with the Indians and the Rays as well too. A lot of rain coming into this area. So let's speaking of the Indians and the Rays, let's take a look at their series and let's take a look at their pitching matchup. And we'll start with first let's start with the starting lineup tonight for the Indians taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. That has been posted by Terry Francona. And here is the starting lineup tonight for your Cleveland Indians. Leading off for the Cleveland Indians tonight, as it's just uploading for me as this is live internet, as you're watching us live on the air. Of course, leading off will be Jason Kipnis. He's batting first at second base. Francisco Lindor, the shortstop, he'll be batting second. Michael Brantley batting third. He's in left tonight. Carlos Santana at first. He'll be batting fourth. David Murphy, the DH, he'll be batting fifth. Brandon Moss. Hey, what's your favorite kind of moss? Is batting sixth tonight, playing right field. Urshela will start at third base. He's batting seventh. Michael Bourne at center field. He'll be batting eighth. And Perez will be batting ninth. He is catching this evening. For the Tampa Bay Rays, here's the lineup. It'll be Kinsmeyer, center fielder, leading off. Butler at DH will be batting second. Evan Longoria batting third. He's the third baseman. And Jesus batting fourth at left field. Logan Forsythe batting fifth. He'll be at second base. Sozar Jr. at right field. Cabrera at shortstop batting seventh. Elmore batting eighth at first base. And Rivera catching for Kearns tonight, who is 3-3 with a 3.67 ERA for the Tampa Bay Rays. For the Indians tonight, it'll be Carlos Carrasco, who is 8-5 with a 4.83 for the 4.38 ERA tonight. 7:05 start time on Fox Sports Time. Looking at the rest of the rotation for the Tigers, Corey Kluber will start Saturday for the Tribe. It will be Erasmo Ramirez for the Rays on Saturday. And on Sunday, it will be Alex Colon versus Cody Anderson. That's a 1:05 start time on Sunday. And like I mentioned, Kyle Ryan versus Trevor Bauer on Monday at 7:10 at Progressive Field. And then they'll face David Price. They have not yet named a starter for Tuesday night's game. So it'll be an interesting series to see what happens with the Cleveland Indians and the Detroit Tigers. And we'll see what happens this weekend as they take on the Rays. And the Rays are still in first place. The Yankees are a game and a half behind. So both teams can help each other out in certain situations. Well, wasn't that interesting last night? The Mud Hens, after being down 4-0, rally and win in the 10th inning off a Dixon Machado boomer in the 10th. He crushed it. He crushed the ball out of the ballpark. After a long 1 hour and 45-minute rain delay, the Mud Hens getting a win 5-4. Norfolk scoring 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. The Mud Hens then scored 2 in the sixth, 2 in the seventh to tie it, and then the home run by Machado, his fourth of the year in the 10th inning to be the walk-off home run. Alvarez and Uriah for Norfolk also homered in the game. For the Mud Hens, a very interesting night for them. Pena, Avery, Moya, and Machado all RBI'd in the game. Dixon Machado, the only home run in the game. Thad Weber went 6 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs. All 4 were earned. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Bruce Rondon gets the win, though. He goes to 2-2 with an 8.44 ERA. He won an inning pitch with 2 strikeouts. Barbito will get the loss. He's now 3-3 with a 1.45 ERA. He went 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, the home run given up, and no strikeouts and no walks. 6,011 were in attendance to watch last night's game at Fifth Third Field. A good crowd after the hour and 45-minute rain delay. Very, very proud of the Mud Hen fans that did stick out for that game last night. All right, let's take a look at what's happening tonight. Of course, the Mud Hens take on these same Tides. We'll give you the starting lineups here momentarily. And it will be for the Norfolk Tides tonight. It will be Gambona, 4-4 with a 3.45 ERA. And here's the starting lineup for the Norfolk Tides. At left field, batting first will be Ureta. At left field, Gibson at shortstop, he'll be batting second. Walker at first base, he'll be batting third. Alvarez out in right field, he'll be batting fourth. Helton will be DHing tonight. Almazar will start batting sixth. He'll be at third base. Perez catching behind the plate for the Tides. Julio Bourbon, center fielder tonight, batting eighth. And Scoop will be batting ninth. He is at second base. For the Mud Hens tonight, here the starting pitcher tonight is Mike Belfiore. He was 2-7 with a 6.34 ERA. And here's your starting lineup. Xavier Avery will be leading off at center field. He'll be batting first. Dixon Machado at shortstop, batting second. Stephen Moya batting third out in right field. Marte batting fourth. He'll be at third base. The DH tonight is Mike Hessman batting fifth. Daniel Fields out in left field will be batting sixth. Jordan Leonardton at first base batting seventh. Harris will be batting eighth. He is at second base. And Gomez is behind the plate for Belfiore this evening. He'll be batting ninth. Looking at the rest of the rotation for the Mud Hens this weekend, and here's what the rest of the rotation will look like. Melville will start for the Mud Hens tomorrow. He's 2-6 with a 5.70 ERA. Norfolk has not yet decided a pitcher yet for tomorrow's game. And then on the concluding game on Sunday, it will be Green on the hill. He has got no record as of yet. It will be Jones for Norfolk. He's 3-4 with a 2.20 ERA. Then the Mud Hens hit the road. Let's go up to Durham. It'll be Buck Farmer on Tuesday. He is 6-2 with a 3.56 ERA, 7:05 start time for that one. We'll preview that series on Monday's edition of All Andy Alfred. Will be a tape show on Monday's All Andy Alfred. Tuesday's show will be a tape show. We will be doing the show live from Cleveland, hopefully from Cleveland. We're getting those information this on Saturday and Sunday to see what we will be doing on Tuesday and where we will be going on Tuesday. Looking at the rest of the scoreboard from yesterday in the International League, a little bit of games were rained on and had a little bit of a delay, but Buffalo getting a loss in Lehigh Valley 3-0. Durham and Columbus completed early with Columbus winning 7-1. Pawtucket loses to Charlotte 15-5, and the Rail Riders getting a 10-7 win over the Rochester Red Wings. This weekend's series in the International League goes as this. Buffalo is in Syracuse, 7:05 start time for that. Columbus is in Durham. Indianapolis in Charlotte tonight, 7:05 start time. Rochester is hosting the Louisville Bats. Pawtucket is in Gwinnett, and Scranton is in Lehigh Valley this weekend. And so looking at the standings after the win from the Mud Hens last night, Indianapolis not playing as well too. The Mud Hens gained some ground. They're now 13.5 games out of first place with a record of 29-39 in last place. Louisville is 33-34, 9 games out of first place. Columbus is 36-32, 6.5 games out of first place. Indianapolis leading the division. They're 42-25. For the Norfolk Tides with the loss last night, they are now in third place. They're now 37-30, a game and a half out of first place. Charlotte with the win yesterday. We're now 37-29, a game up on the game behind the Durham Bulls, who are 39-29. So a good race going on in the IL South right now. So if you got plans, head down to the ballpark. I know Sunday is getting limited on tickets because of it being Father's Day Sunday. Plenty of tickets for tonight's game. Limited amount for Saturday, and Sunday is a limited amount as well too. I think there's standing room only left for Sunday's game. Might check before the Mud Hens hit the road to take on the Durham Bulls. They'll go to Durham, and I want to say, looking up there. Durham and I want to say Norfolk. They'll go to Durham and Norfolk before returning home to play the Durham Bulls in a 4-game series before the 4th of July. So it will be interesting to see how the Mud Hens do going forward. As you're watching All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan23, presented by CarryTheFifthLine.tumblr.com. I am Andy Alfred, the host of All Andy Alfred, and I hope you're enjoying this program as much as I am. Well, Saturday, 4 o'clock starts the first round, the round of 16 in the Women's World Cup. It will be Germany versus Sweden at 4 o'clock. At 7:30 will be China versus Cameroon. The United States will play on Monday. They will play Colombia at 8 o'clock. Norway will play England as well on Monday. We'll preview that game on Monday's edition of All Andy Alfred, of course. And then on Sunday, it will be Brazil versus Australia at 1 o'clock, France versus South Korea at 4 o'clock, China versus Switzerland at 7:30. It'll be interesting to see how Team Canada does in their first round of their Women's World Cup in their home country. We'll see what happens with that. Of course, the NASCAR is in action as well too this weekend. I believe, I want to make sure that's right. We're doing this show live as we speak. I believe they are actually I believe they're off this week. Yep, that's right. I think they are off this week. Usually they usually don't run on Father's Day. It's always the Father's Day. Let's see here. As I pull it up for us right here on All Andy Alfred as you're watching us. I hope you're enjoying this broadcast as much as I am. Let's see here. Yep, it will be the Sunday boys are off this week. The NASCAR Xfinity Series will race in Chicagoland, and the Camping World Truck will be racing at Iowa Speedway this weekend. But the big boys are not racing this weekend, with it being Father's Day weekend. So it'll be fantastic for Carl Edwards and the number 19 Toyota. Well, do you think that Tiger Woods is done? I think so. After the pitiful, he looked bad as I did out on the golf course. Shooting a horrible 10 over par on his first day out on the PGA Tour. And then today, Tiger Woods finished 16 over par. His worst score to par through 36 holes at a major. Finished 16 over par. Definitely did not make the cut. But the lead right now is Patrick Reed. He's 5 under par. Jordan Spieth tied for first. He shot a 68 and a 67. He's 5 under par. Henrik Stenson also 5 under par. He'll be ready to tee off here momentarily. He's in tied for first as well too. Brendan Grace 4 under par. Dustin Johnson 4 under par. Some notables in this one. Let's see here. Manuel Jimenez is even par, of course. Let's see. Sergio Garcia is 1 under par. Jason Duffner is 1 under par. Let's see. Let's see where Phil's at. Webb Simpson's 2 over par. Bubba Watson 2 over par. Lee Westwood 2 over par. Angel Cabrera 3 over par. Phil Mickelson is 1 over par. He is through 6 holes. And this course is really difficult at Chambers Bay. It is very, very difficult. Par is 70. It's a very difficult course. Makes it look like a damn putt-putt course. Very, 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 very difficult to see if they can. Here's the projected cut line. Is 4 over par. Kurt Barnes is at the projected cut line. He's 4 over par. Mark Silvers is 3 over par. He's near the cut line as well too. Let's see some names. Torrey Kelly, 4 over par, and looks like he's not gonna make the cut. Let's see. Also, Todd Hodges, 7 over par, not gonna make the cut. British Goosen, 8 over par, not gonna probably make the cut. Bo Van Pelt, 9 over par, and then Tiger Woods near dead last. Darren Clark has the worst. He's 17 over par. Tiger Woods tied for 154th with 16 over par. He shot an 80 and a 76 today. He will not make the cut. So I buried the question again, is Tiger done? I think so. I want to hear your opinion about it too. Tweet the show. Is that all, Andy Alfred? Or post a comment if you're going to watch this show on a tape delay. It'd be interesting to see what happens during this World Cup, during the U.S. Open, and also the Women's World Cup as well too. A big weekend in sports. It's a big weekend. I want to say a happy Father's Day to my dad, Dennis Alfred. I love you. Care about you so much. He's been having some health problems lately. His hip. Now, once his knees, now it's his hip. Hip going to be replaced. Praying for you, Dad. Love you and care about you so very, very much. So I want to wish my dad a very happy Father's Day. I want to wish you, the fathers out there, a very happy Father's Day. Enjoy this nice day that we're going to have, even though get outside, get a cookout going, play catch with your son, play catch with your daughter, have fun, play some golf. If you're going to go out and play golf, have a good time. It's going to be a terrific Father's Day, one that you would want to remember. And I hope that you guys out there enjoy this weekend. I hope you guys enjoy and get a chance to watch. Of course, the Tigers, a big series against the Yankees. We'll break that down on Monday. We'll break down the big Indians series against the Rays. We'll talk about the Mud Hens as well too, and we will also talk about the Women's World Cup and preview the United States matchup against Colombia on Monday evening. That's going to wrap it up for All Andy Alfred today. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast as much as I did. And no matter where you are, how you're watching us, thank you for tuning in today as well. I'm Andy Alfred. I hope you have a terrific weekend. And as always, go Tigers! Go Tribe! Let's go Hens! Go USA! Excluding Hope Solo. And we are the 5th line. And our fish are fight. Just going to wrap it up for All Andy Alfred today. And as always, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. The game of life. And to the teams behind me. And to your team that you root for at home as well. Victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. Have a good night, everybody, and a great weekend. I will see you on Monday for a new edition of All Andy Alfred. Until Monday, remember, I love you guys. Talk to you guys then. Love ya.